Nightmare Areola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I got a chance to check out Dillian Whyte versus David Allen. Pretty easy fight to score. You can probably give Allen maybe a round or two, maybe. I thought the fight was going to end by knockout just based on the fact that I didn't think Dillian Whyte would just have the patience, man, to sit in there and want to jab and try to, play shots like that. I thought he'd want to get in there and go for the kill. Not necessarily come out there guns blazing first round. But I did predict the knockout. I thought Allen would try to press him. And with him trying to press him, I thought he'll get into a firefight. And therefore, the guy with the much heavier artillery will win the fight by knockout. That's what I thought, but it didn't happen. Whyte actually came out in southpaw, which didn't think he was going to do that. He came out the very first round using southpaw. Only thing I can say about that is, with him being his right hand is his best hand, so maybe he wanted to just control Allen with the right hand, maybe catch him with a hook on his way in. Maybe he was trying to just kind of rattle David Allen. He was trying to rattle him up until they did the introductions and when they, did the face-to-face. He was trying to rattle him up until the bell rang, you know what I mean? But he was doing that, chain southpaw. To me, Allen just wasn't active enough, man. He was putting up the high guard, and that's the one thing with the high guard, man. You can just stay in the high guard sometimes, and he's the type of guy that'll stay in that high guard when you're not standing right in front of him. He needs to be set to let his hands go. And that's the problem with Allen as far as fighting the way Whyte was fighting off his back foot. It seems as if Allen was waiting for him just to stand still so he can throw his shots. He did land some good right hands when Whyte was, backpedaling. He did land some shots. Now, it wasn't like he didn't land anything, but Whyte was able to take them. And Allen, he's a tough kid, man. He took some good shots. I thought Dillian Whyte's uppercut, his right uppercut, was the best punch of this fight. That uppercut's pretty damn nice, man. I can tell he's been working on that uppercut. At least that's what it seems like, because he was landing it. But, again, Allen was there to get hit with the uppercut. He put up the high guard. Sometimes he was bending over. He was getting caught with the uppercut. And the jabs, he had nothing. He couldn't answer that, man. He couldn't find a way to counter over the top of Dillian Whyte's jab enough. He couldn't get out the way of it, whether he was southpaw or in his orthodox stance. He couldn't get out the way of that jab. Dillian Whyte came in shape. He was 8 pounds less than that 253 came in at. Actually 2 pounds less than the Joshua fight. So he came in shape. Now, he did go on to capture this what belt did he catch, man? Some minor WBC title, the international heavyweight title. All right, so where does he go next? I'm not sure where he goes next, man. His stamina, now let me get back to this fight, though, but his stamina looked decent. I thought it'd be a little bit better since he lost some weight. But to me, really, you can get down and lose. Dillian Whyte can weigh 230 pounds on fight night, but you have to know how to fight, when to rest, things like that, how to control your breathing. You know what I mean? So I think he has to just get overall better with that, because it doesn't matter. I mean, yes, you don't want to be overweight. That's not going to help. But 245 is a good weight for him, and he still looked a little haggard going towards the end. It was his first time going 10 rounds, so I'm going to cut him some slack a little bit. But just 10 rounds, man, and you're trying to be heavyweight champion of the world. He thinks he deserves a title shot, so on and so forth. So you got to be ready for 10 rounders. You got to be excellent shape. You got to be ready to go 10 rounds like it's nothing, man. And he threw a lot of punches. I think he was trying to place hard punches in between throwing the little filler punches. You know what I mean? Where he was just throwing his hands out there just to keep you honest, and then boom, come with a hard uppercut or a hard right hand. He wasn't putting mustard on every single shot. He was trying to place shots. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's throwing pity-pat punches. He can't beat nobody. To me, I looked at it like, yeah, they were filler shots, but I think he was placing hard shots. 1, 2, 3 filler shots, then boom, a hard fourth shot, or, a filler jab, and then step in with a hard jab and then a right hand behind it. He was trying to place hard punches, which isn't a bad thing. I think you need that at the top level, when to throw, filler shots, and then when to come in and place a hard shot. Not every guy is Big George Foreman or Mike Tyson, when they can literally wing huge power punches for rounds at a time, man. So especially when you're 6'4", you want to use your jab, you want to be able to do that, man. You don't want to, you don't want to become too predictable out there. And Dillian Whyte's power, he has good, decent power, but it's not, you know, the power like the guys I mentioned, like Tyson, Foreman. I mean, that's kind of hard to say, right? Nobody really has that type of power. Only a few have that type of power. But what I'm saying is, I don't think Dillian Whyte's this huge power puncher, man. I just don't. I think a lot of fans, yes, I know he has a nice little knockout percentage against the guys who he's been fighting, but I think people are getting a little bit gassed up off of that shot he landed on Anthony Joshua that buzzed him in the second round. You know, I don't think that stamps you as this huge power puncher in today's game. I don't. You know, that's just my opinion, though. But where does he go from here? I know him and Antonio Tarver are going back and forth in social media. I think that'd be a good fight. Dillian Whyte said he'll fight him. You know, Tarver said he's willing to travel. I know a lot of people don't want to see Tarver, but my thing is he's never been knocked out. He's still around. And I think somebody's going to have to put him out of his misery. I know people say, oh, he only fighting because he got child support, or he's only fighting for this, that, and the third. Well, all these guys are fighting for a reason, as far as when it comes to the money. Now, I do think Tarver does want to break George Foreman's record as being the oldest heavyweight champion. I think he really wants to do that, and he wants to get paid, just like everybody wants to get paid. So I think that'd be a good fight, man. I think both guys are very good talkers. Tarver, we know his history. He does have championship pedigree. He does have the credentials, whether you don't like him or not. I know his failed drug test. I understand that, man. But if they, you know, are giving him a license to fight and he's paid his fine and set out however long he needs to sit out, let him fight, man. If somebody wants to shut his mouth in the ring. Knock him the fuck out. Put an end to him. You know what I mean? But I think that'd be a good fight. Now, with Whyte winning this international heavyweight title, the WBC's version of it, he can possibly fight Andre Rudenko. Rudenko, I know, is the silver WBC international champion. So maybe they can fight each other. You know, there are some good fights out there. Rudenko just beat Marcelo Nascimento. Nascimento, to me, before this fight, I thought he beat Mariusz Wach. I thought he beat him, man. I watched that fight. Thought he was using the back foot, landing more shots, controlling the fight with his jab and his combinations. I thought he beat Wach, you know, but funny though, Nascimento, you know, he's lost to Parker and a few other prospects, you know, so hell, he even lost to Dillian Whyte, you know what I mean? He's lost to a few guys, Carlos Takam, you know, but Rudenko was able to beat him. Rudenko, his losses to Lucas Brown and to Hughie Fury went to the decision. The Lucas Brown fight was really close on the scorecards. Fury, I thought, was using that back foot game and that jab and able to control that fight. So Rudenko's still formidable. I would like to see Rudenko versus Dillian Whyte, based on they have these international WBC titles. One guy has the regular one, the other guy has the silver one. You know, so I think that'd be a good fight. There's some good options out there for Dillian Whyte, man. If he wants to say, you know, with this WBC thing, there are a lot of good fights out there. Charles Martin, Dominic Breazeale. I know those guys lost to Anthony Joshua, but hell, so did Dillian Whyte. You can say, well, Dillian Whyte performed better against him. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. But he still lost. He got knocked out. All right, he didn't go to the decision and squeak, you know, and Joshua squeaked out a points win. He knocked Whyte out. Although I will admit Whyte performed better than those other two guys, although Breazeale put up a tough effort, man. At least he was able to take a shot. You know what I mean? But still, though, the triangle theory, to me, goes out the window. I want to see these guys fight and how that fight will go. You know what I mean? I think those would be some damn good fights. Hughie Fury, a guy that I've been wanting to see him fight. Fury said he doesn't want that fight with Whyte. They said this on social media because they're best buddies or whatever. You know, but Whyte seemed like he was willing to fight Hughie Fury, you know. So good fights out there. David Price, Andre Wawrzyk from Poland. Derek Chisora, I've seen Whyte and Chisora go at it. Whyte can talk himself into any good fight, man. I just named a few guys who he's going back and forth with. Chisora, he's went back and forth with him on the IFL TV. I know they were like in a hotel lobby when they were going at it with each other. So Whyte has some really good fights out there. You guys let me know in the comment section who you think he should fight. I'm just doing a little post-fight to this David Allen fight, man. I got to watch it a few days ago. I haven't been on YouTube in a few days, so just getting this out there, man. Let me know what you guys think. Andre Rudenko, too. Gerald Washington. There's a lot of guys you can throw him in there with. Andrei Fedosov, the guy from Russia that fights out in Hollywood, California. You can throw him in there. Some good fights, man. Let me know who you guys want to see Dillian Whyte fight. I'm out.